In this video, we're going to do a speed run of a homework assignment. Let's start with day one homework. We want to evaluate 4i cubed. So that's going to be 4 cubed times I cubed, which is 64. And then I cubed, you can break it up as I squared times I. I squared is -1, so that's just going to be negative 64i. For the second one, notice that we have square roots of negatives. That negative can come outside as an I. And so now we can simplify this. So we have I squared. Well, actually, before we do that, let's simplify. I root 4 is just 2i. And then we have I root 6 times 2i is 2i squared root 6 minus I root 18. And then I squared we said is -1. So it's -2 root 6 minus I root 18. But then 18 is 9 times 2, so we can bring out the 9 as a 3 and get -2 root 6 minus 3i root 2. For 3, we can simplify this by foiling it out. So you have 2 times 5, 2 times -4i, 3i times 5, and then 3i times -4i, which is -12i squared, and I squared is -1, so that's positive 12. We have 22 plus 7i is the answer. For 4, we could take the cube root of 125 as just 5, and then x to the 4th is just x multiplied 4 times. But for every 3, it will come out as just x, and so we just have one remaining x inside the cube root. For 5, we want to combine one fraction without the roots. So let's simplify this. We have 1 over 3 times square root of 25, which is just 5. And then 1 over 2 times cube root of 27, which is just 2 times 3. And this is just 1 over 15 plus 1 over 6. You get a common denominator, but the trick here is because the numerators are both 1, you can do 15 plus 6 divided by 15 times 6. So that's 21 over 15 times 6. I'm just going to leave it like this. I can cancel out a 3. That's 7 and 2. So this will be 7 over 30. Okay, for day 2, I'm going to break this up into 2 fractions. So the first fraction is 8x to the 6th z to the 4th over 4x squared z. Second one is 4x to the 4th z squared over 4x squared z. Now we have 8 over 4 is just 2. X to the 6th over x squared is x to the 4th. Z to the 4th over z is z cubed. The 4's are going to cancel. X to the 4th over x squared is x squared. And then z squared over z is z. For number 2, we're going to simplify this by first looking across. So you have 4 and 12 becomes 1 and 3. We have x squared and x. This is going to cancel with this. And then this x will cancel with that. The y squared, we have this y will go away. Now there's no longer a square. 8's are going to cancel. Y squared and y cubed will just turn into a y. And so we have y over y. Those are also going to cancel. So I have 1 on the left divided by 3 over 8x to the 6th, which is just a reciprocal, and that's 8x to the 6th over 3. For 3, let's just factor the numerator and denominator. That's x plus 4x minus 3 over x minus 3 squared. These are going to cancel, just left with x plus 4 over x minus 3. For 4, let's solve for x. Note that x cannot equal plus or minus 1, because that means we'll be dividing by 0. So we're going to cross multiply. And then solve for x to get x is 5. For number 5, let's get a common denominator here and multiply both sides by that. So note that you basically have the first fraction 2 times parentheses x minus 1 Second fraction is 2x, and the last one is 4. So for the least common denominator between 2 and 4, that's going to be 4. And then we have x and x minus 1. Which, if you want, is just the same thing as 2x times 2x minus 2. So this is what we're going to multiply both sides by. Either the top or the bottom. So either way, you get 5 times 2x in the first one. 9 times 2x minus 2 is negative x parentheses x minus 1. So it's 10x minus 18x plus 18 equals negative x squared plus x. Bring everything on one side. X squared, 10x minus 18x is negative 8x, minus x is negative 9x, plus 18 is 0. You get x minus 6, x minus 3. And so x is 6 and 3. So you get 2 answers for that one. For day 3 homework, let's simplify the first one by multiplying top and the bottom by the least common denominator, which is clearly xy. So you're going to distribute this. 1 over x times xy is just y. And that's going to be minus x over y over x times xy. That's just y squared. And then that's going to be minus x squared, which we can factor further. And then the y minus x terms are going to cancel, and we get 1 over y plus x. Same thing with number 2. We just look at the common denominator, which is t minus 1, and that's what we're going to multiply the top and the bottom. So 1 times t minus 1 is t minus 1, plus 1 over t minus 1 times t minus 1 is 1. And the same thing with the bottom, t minus 1, and then minus 1. You get t over t minus 2. For number 3, you want to get a common denominator, which the common denominator is just these two multiplied, which is equal to this. So we'll just multiply both sides by that and get x times x minus 1 plus 1 times x plus 3 equals 4. X squared minus x plus 3 equals 4. You have x squared equals 1. X is plus or minus 1. But notice that x cannot equal negative 3 or 1 because that means we're dividing by 0. So x is negative 1 is the only answer. For 4, we're going to multiply both sides by the least common denominator, which is x plus 1 times x plus 2. So we have x plus 2 minus parentheses x plus 1 is equal to x squared plus 3x plus 2. So this is important to keep the negative outside to factor it, to distribute it later. So you have x minus x is 0, 2 minus 1 is 1, equals x squared plus 3x plus 2. Bring everything to the right, and then use a quadratic formula to get x is negative 3 plus or minus root 5 over 2. And then finally for number 5, you want to find the inverse of this. We'll replace f of x with x, and then x with y. Subtract by 6, and then multiply both sides by 3/2 to solve for y, to get y is equal to 3/2 x minus 9. And so that's going to be the inverse. That's our final answer.